charger's hooked up and everything's working nicely. Driver's seat is installed. Started putting interior pieces back together. We have our side kick panel with the fuses. It's held in with a plastic clip. We've got carpet tucked away. My next steps are to finally finish this glove box thing because my switches arrived today. Got some really cool switches I'm going to use for the inverter. Working on buttoning up this side of the dashboard finally, and I'm very proud of the installation I did of the power inverter. Can you see it? No, you can't. It's over here. Ta-da! 2 inches at once from all the other surfaces so we can have maximum cooling. And I took it apart a little bit and I measured the distances inside where I could attach hardware safely, and voila, it's now attached to a very nice bracket, and the bracket spaces it from the vents, from the glove box, from the front of the dashboard, and gives a little bit of breathing room all around. And the anchor is blinking, the white light on the right side. We've got power to the anchor. Switches are tucked away. We have most of a usable glove box left in place. The fuse up top, 15 amp for both of them combined. And it's looking pretty good, which we're at 168.9. We're close to full capacity. I was calculating full capacity is going to be about 173 volts total. Our charger is pre-programmed, so unless there's a problem and it overcharges and it triggers the high voltage cutoff, we should be stopping right about 173. The best thing about this is that cover plate's going to completely hide the 2 screws that created the bracket to mount the anchor. Currently charging the car. We're trying to get it up to its maximum, which is like 176, as we have discussed before. Our current's tapering off 6.8 amps now that we're up to 173.4. That's good. At 172 it was 8 amps, so I'm going to record that right now. And as the interior comes slowly back together, I wanted to add an extra circuit because I discovered that I can use the K1 harness for our fan relay, which is awesome. It'll take some of the load off of our other 12 volt fuse panel. I'm really happy for this kind of loom because I get to open it up almost anywhere and pull the wires that I need through, so I don't have to keep making new connections through the firewall. So these are the 2 guys here that I'm trying to get after. Pin 30 here for the deceleration lights, which is just a digital output. The deceleration lights are a suggestion, you know, you can program it that way. I'm gonna be programming that one to be the return for the relay on the ground, electric fan. And then this here is pin number 10, which is the supply for that circuit for the relay. For the space of one of these, I can fit 2 Bosches side by side. So we'll have a trio of relays here. The washer sprayer, the fog lights, and the pusher fan. Look how nice our 3 relays are. I'm gonna add a label to the 3rd one, but right there, our Derelay pusher fan is programmed right now. It's connected to our inverter through this big harness, but that wire actually runs from here and it runs along here. It's, I think, this one, and then it tucks back there. You don't even see it. It's awesome. So our fan is all set. Really the only system left to create or to finish establishing is the air conditioner, but we're fully charged right now. I went through and I checked our float voltage. I set it at 3.3%, and our systems are all good to go. Our gauge is synchronized, 172.8 volts. Our charger stopped at 173, and we have 0 amps going through the shunt. 0 amp hours going through it right now. Cool. So it's looking pretty good, and then we'll go for a drive. All right, the seat belt is installed, the seat is in, the mirror is on, and I had to reverse the sides. And boy, let me tell you something, this Allen bolt over here on the underside is just so difficult and rusty and difficult and tough. All right, I'm going to a friend's birthday party, so I'm gonna come back, and when the roads are pretty much dead empty because it's a Tuesday night, and then I'll be able to drive this thing because it doesn't have any registration plates on right now, but we're gonna take it on a very cool little drive, and I'll put the camera up, do a couple passes back and forth, put some miles on it, and just check the brakes and everything, make sure the suspension feels good. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna need narrower shoes. It's 2 a.m. and I need to get something that I can feel the pedals with. Bon voyage. Our mileage is 153.2 on the odometer. That is basically 0. Seatbelt flasher is off. We are in second gear. We are entering Beverly Hills. It's gonna be a bumpy ride, to quote the American hip-hop duo Outkast. Here we go. Check our brakes. Volvo brakes are mushy. We're gonna bleed them later. Acceleration's good. Feels wrong to be turning 3,000 RPM. Take a right here. Hope nothing falls off the car. What a sound, huh? RPM, 70 kilometers an hour. We're on regen mode. .8%. Voltage drops to 154 on acceleration, and on deceleration with our regen, I think it's 40%, we're up to 173.8. Yeah. That's pretty high. Look at that. This is Wilshire Boulevard and it's empty. What a reveal. So second gear seems a little short the way things are going because the tachometer is spinning 3,000 RPM. I wonder what would happen if I tried third gear. Is that gonna be too much torque to get us moving? Let's see. It's going. I'm just taking it easy on the acceleration. I don't want third gear to be too stressed. Really something though. Yeah, third gear's a little too slow on the Excel. Yeah, we could go harder with the regen. I think it's a little too soft right now. Let's go ahead and put her down in second gear. There we go. A lot more torque in second gear. 4,000 RPM to get to 70. We're We're into the heart of Beverly Hills here. Oh, it feels like I'm getting away with the crime driving this car out here. Well, we had our low voltage cutoff alarm trigger there for a second. I wonder if my acceleration is too hard or if the parameters need to be adjusted for the beeper. $155, $157. Odometer 156.9. There's an alarm again. Beverly Hills Plastic Surgery. It's perfect. To quote Gallagher, the comedian, living in Hollywood is like living in a bowl of granola. What ain't fruits and nuts is flakes. Is it a good sign if the headlamp is on? One of my biggest concerns about the style of mounting the motor. Wow, the echo here, huh? Whew. Okay. It is essentially a round thing that wants to spin, and it's going to spin aside from the clamp. So I think I have to clamp it down even more because the way that I'm gauging the amount of spin is how centered is my shifter. And if you already look at it, it's like starting to go to the side here. It's leaning this way. And when I go in reverse, it pushes the other way a little bit, but it's a little off center now. So that tells me that it's already probably shifted. I should have done witness marks on the clamp here. Yeah, it's just a big rubber clamp essentially. So it's not ideal, but the rest of the stuff's holding up pretty good. Controller's not even warm. Temperature's good. Gear. Listen to how much quieter fourth gear is. Pretty nice. I hear the rear axle a little bit. RPM. 4,500 RPM, 80 kilometers an hour. And now we're in fourth gear, and it's so much quieter because it's the noise of the gears that really makes the whining. It's not the AC motor at all. Things are pretty quiet in this cabin. I'm not getting any wind noise. The biggest sound that I'm hearing is from the differential in the rear because it's uncovered right now. When the seats are in, it should be quite nice. We're coasting in 4th gear, holding 70 kilometers an hour. We're using 45 amps, just coasting. Looks like we've used 23 amp hours. 87% battery. We can do this for 3 hours according to the calculator. 163 volts. Let's go ahead and put her down to 2nd. Interesting. Bumpy, bumpy, bumpy. RPM, 60 kilometers. 3,500, 65 kilometers. 4,000 RPM, 70 kilometers. Seems like a lot of RPMage for 2nd gear. It just feels wrong because I'm so used to driving manual transmission with an internal combustion engine. That feels better. And now in 4th gear, it's completely quiet. It's so nice. Illustrating the shifter shake. 2nd gear. And if I put it in reverse, it'll go the opposite way. So we had a very successful first test drive. I can't believe just how nice everything is. It's all put together. There's no drama really. A couple of concerns. Concerns are fine. Yes, that's my workshop light. I just left it back there because I zip tied it to the top, so I gotta get some cutting. Things are going so well with this. My expectations are met, and I'm feeling pretty good about the state of affairs with how this vehicle is operating. That's all just to say, good job me. We really got to get this thing down to 5% battery. I need to discharge it completely, so I have a lot of driving to do. And I want to check all the bolts on the suspension, make sure everything's nice and tight, create witness marks for all of my different components. Thanks for being on this journey. That's it for tonight. We're at 173 on the odometer. Our state of charge is 84.7%. We're going to check in the morning. Right now it's showing 166.5 volts, 0 amp current, 27.6 amp hours used out of the 180 that we have usable. 84.7%. on my way to class. I'm gonna see if anybody from my acting class wants to take a ride in this car. That'll be fun.
What?
Oh, this old thing? Wow. Oh.
Whoa.
It won't.
What?
Whoa. Dude, it's like f***ing supercharging. Oh.
What? Wait, what?
I thought I could do 4 people, but I guess 2 or 3. Depends on how you stack the limbs.